Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing at your best, staying safe at home. Yes, again I am here with another interesting video that is about nutrition in human beings. In the last video, we discussed about the nutrition in amoeba. Yes, and what is the process of holozoic nutrition. Yes, how amoeba extracts its nutrition from the food by the process of phagocytosis. Hope you guys remember it. So today we are going to very interesting topic. We are going to discuss very interesting topic that is about human digestive system. Yes, we are going to discuss our digestive system, how we human beings extracts the nutrition. Yes, so without any further delay, let's get into the discussion. Yes guys, so I have already told you about the holozoic nutrition in my last video. You came to know about the 5 processes that are involved in holozoic nutrition. Yes, we are also following the holozoic nutrition. That 5 processes we are following. Yes, what were that 5 processes? What are the 5 processes? They are your ingestion, yes, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestions. So these things we have discussed in the last video. So now how these processes are taking place inside our body, let's discuss about it. So human digestive system, and we are following the holozoic mode of nutrition, means taking the food, taking the whole food inside the body. So the first process what we are following, you might have observed whenever a very yummy dish is just in front of you, what you people do? You just grab it and have the bite. Yes. So when you are taking the food inside your mouth, that is called as ingestions. And we are having mouth, but not that amoeba. Yes. So the taking of the food inside the body through mouth is called as your ingestion. Yes. So the first step what we are following is ingestion. Ingestion means taking the food through the mouth inside our body is called as your ingestion. Yes. So second process. What was the second process we have discussed? It's digestion. Yes, the most important step is digestion. Yes, so digestion. Now comes the process of digestion. This involves a number of organs, a very few glands. Our body takes the help of a number of organs which is present in our body and few glands to continue the process of digestion. So what were that organs? What are that organs which is present inside our body taking part in the process of digestion? The first one is your mouth, M-O-U-T-H, mouth. The second one is esophagus, O-E-S-O-P-H-A-G-U-S, esophagus, or you can also call it as food pipe. Yes, what is the second one? Esophagus or food pipe. And the third one is your stomach. Yes, stomach. The third one is your stomach and it is also called as your alimentary canal. A-L-I-M-E-N-T-A-R-Y, alimentary canal. And the fourth one is small intestine. Yes, fourth one is your small intestine and the fifth one is your large intestine. Yes, so what are that 5 organs which participates in the process of digestion? They are your mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Yes, and I have told you that few glands also participates. So what are that few glands? They are your salivary glands. Yes, second one is your liver and the third one is your pancreas. What are that 3 glands that participates in your digestion process is your salivary glands, liver and pancreas. Yes, these things we will be discussing with the lesson, with the digestion process. Yes, guys. So the first one, the first organ is your mouth. Yes. Second one is your esophagus. Third, stomach. Fourth, small intestine. Fifth one is your large intestine. So let's discuss one by one organ for the process of digestion. So mouth. Yes, mouth. Or you can also call it as buccal cavity. Yes, what it can be called? Buccal cavity or mouth. Yes, our ingestion starts with mouth. Yes, ingestion starts with mouth. Yes, when we are taking the food inside the mouth, the ingestion process starts. And most of us, we believe that digestion process takes place in stomach only. But it's completely wrong. The process of digestion begins from the mouth itself. Yes, from where do the digestion process starts? It starts from your buccal cavity. It starts from the mouth. So whenever you are going to take a food inside your mouth, what you guys do? You start chewing the food. Yes, you start chewing the food. You start crushing the food. Yes, and that process of crushing the food, that process of chewing the food into smaller particles is called mastication. Yes, the breaking of the food particles with the help of the teeth is called as your mastication. What it is called? It is called as your mastication, or it can be called as munching. Yes, it can be called as your munching process. Mastication or munching process. Then what happens? We have got a muscular tongue. Yes, what is the use of that muscular tongue? How does it help us? It helps in pushing that food, rotate the food all through the mouth. We generally pushes our food to the left side of the cheek, right side of the cheeks, up and down. And this is all because of that muscular tongue. Yes, teeth helps in crushing, tongue helps in rotating the food. And you guys know about taste buds. Yes, it helps in detecting the taste of the food, whether the food is salty, whether the food is sweet, whether it's sour, bitter, all is recognized by the taste buds. Another important gland which is present inside our mouth itself is your salivary glands. Yes, that important gland which is present inside our mouth is called as your salivary glands. Yes, guys. Whenever a yummy biryani is in front of you and the aroma is coming out of it, what your tongue do? You start salivating or not? Saliva comes from your mouth, right? Yes, that saliva, yes, that is coming out of your mouth contains an enzyme. The name of that enzyme is amylase. What is the name of the enzyme which is present in the saliva? Is called as your amylase enzyme, or you can also call it as pytalin. Pytalin. Yes, it's also called as your pytalin. Yes, and that saliva is secreted by the salivary glands. And these salivary glands are of three types. Yes, what are the three types of the glands? Parotid gland, which is present in the side of the jaws. Yes, how many types of salivary glands are there? There are three types of salivary glands. First one is your parotid glands. It is present in the side of the jaw. Yes, the second one is your submandibular gland. The second one is your submandibular gland, which is present below the chin. Yes, and the third and the final one is your sublingual gland, which is present below the tongue. Yes, how many types of salivary glands are there? Three types of salivary glands are there. The first one is your parotid gland, side of the jaws, submandibular gland, which is in the near the chin, and the third is the sublingual gland, which is present below the tongue. Yes, they help in liberating the saliva. Yes, and that saliva contains the enzyme called amylase, or it can also be called as your ptyalin enzyme. Yes, next. So we discussed about your salivary taste buds. So now you got it. So the digestion, first point you have to note down is that digestion process starts from the mouth. Mouth can also be called as buccal cavity. Mouth has got teeth, and teeth are of 4 types. They are incisor, canines, molars and premolars. And these 4 types of teeth helps in chewing the food, and the process of the chewing the food is called as your mastication or munching. Yes. The next comes your tongue. The tongue helps in rotating the food all through the mouth. Yes. Next comes your taste buds, which helps in detecting the taste of the food. And finally, the salivary glands, which are of 3 types, releases saliva, yes, which makes the food. What is the main use of this saliva? This saliva helps in making the food particle very moist. It makes the food moist. The food becomes in a semi-solid stage. It becomes moist. It becomes wetty in taste. It is become wetty. Yes, and the condition of the food inside the mouth is called as your bolus. What it is called? It is called as your bolus. It is called as bolus inside the mouth. Understood, guys, about mouth? Let's move on to the next organ which is involved in the digestion process. The second one is called as your esophagus, or you can also call it as a food pipe. What it is? Esophagus. O-E-S-O-P-H-A-G-U-S. Esophagus or food pipe. It's actually a 9-meter long tube which starts from our mouth and ends at anus. How much meter long it is? It is 9 meter of a long tube which starts from the mouth and ends at the anus. And you know, this esophagus, it's made up of muscles, and that muscles are particularly circular muscles. So what is the use of that circular muscles? This circular muscles, yes, it helps in the movement of the bolus or movement of the food in the food pipe. Yes, and it has got wave-like movement. These circular muscles contract, relax. It contracts, it relax. So it has made a wave-like movement. The wave-like movement helps in pushing the food inside the esophagus. Yes, inside the esophagus, and helps in reaching inside the stomach. Yes, so the next organ is esophagus, which is also called as food pipe. It's a 9-meter long tube which is made up of circular muscles which contracts and relax, and this contraction and relaxation movement exhibits a wave-like movement, and this wave-like movement is called peristalsis movement. Don't forget, the wave-like movement is called as peristalsis movement, which helps in pushing the food inside the stomach. Moreover, the esophagus wall secretes mucus. Yes, the walls of the esophagus, the walls of the food pipe, it secretes mucus which lubricate the food pipe, which helps in easy movement of the food into the stomach. Yes, now let's discuss about the third one, which is our stomach. Yes, the stomach is what? It's a J-shaped organ. Stomach is J-shaped organ, and it is generally present in the left side of the abdomen. Yes, stomach is a J-shaped structure, and it's present in the left side of the abdomen. So I have told you about bolus. And this bolus, when it reaches into the stomach, yes, a number of digestive juices from the stomach acts over that bolus and breaks still into smaller molecules. Further, it becomes finally a paste-like substance, and that paste is called as your chyme. Yes, inside the mouth, when the food is inside the mouth, it is called as your bolus. But when the food reaches into the stomach and the digestive juices acts over that bolus, then it turns into chyme. Yes, chyme means still simpler molecules of food. And this chyme remains in the stomach for at least 3 hours. Yes, this chyme remains in the stomach for 3 hours. So I told you that it is the food bolus is converted into chyme by the digestive juices. So what are these digestive juices? These digestive juices which are present in our stomach. Yes, it has three main substances in it. The first one is your HCl, hydrochloric acid. Yes, the first one is the gastric juice, contains HCl. The second one is your pepsin, and the third one is your mucus. Yes, these digestive juices which acts on the bolus contains three main substances. The first main substances is your HCl, the second one is your pepsin, and the third one is your mucus. Yes, HCl. Let's come to HCl, hydrochloric acid. You might have heard from the adults they got some acidity problem, and it's all because of HCl, guys. Yes, this HCl creates the acidity. So, but how it helps in the digestion process? The first use of HCl, yes, it kills the bacteria which comes along with the food. Yes, the first gastric juice is HCl. So this HCl what? It kills the bacteria which comes along with the food. Yes, and second important function it plays is that it creates an acidic medium inside the stomach. Yes, what do the HCl do? It kills the bacteria and it creates an acidic medium. Yes, it creates an acidic medium in which the second gastric juice called pepsin becomes activated. So pepsin only works in acidic medium. And what is the use of this pepsin? This pepsin breaks the protein particles which are present in the food into peptones. Yes, it breaks the proteins into peptones. Who breaks that? Pepsin. The pepsin substance which is in the gastric juice. Yes, and the third gastric juice is mucus. Yes, the mucus is again secreted by the stomach. Yes, and it protects the stomach from the acidic medium of HCl. Yes, so when the food or when the bolus reaches the stomach, yes, the digestive juices are released from the stomach. Yes, and how many type of these digestive juices are there? 3 types. First one, HCl. What does it do? It kills the bacteria and creates an acidic medium. The second digestive juice is your pepsin, and pepsin function in acidic medium. This pepsin breaks the proteins into peptones. And the third digestive juice is mucus, which protects our stomach from this HCl. So these 3 digestive juices acts on the bolus and convert it into a chyme by breaking into still simpler particles. Yes, so these are the things which are performed in the stomach. Now, the chymes, I told you, the chyme remains in the stomach for 3 hours. Now, the third organ is your small intestine. Yes, guys, the next organ, which is the most important organ and the largest gland in our body, is the small intestine. It is about 6.5 meter long. Guys, it's the largest gland and it's 6.5 meter. Then why it is called a small intestine? Guys, small intestine, why it is called small means the intestine is very narrow. So that's why it is named as your small intestine. And the complete digestion process takes place in your small intestine only. So small intestine is the main important part which helps in the process of your digestion. So what happens in your small intestine? This small intestine, what happens? It also receives some juices from the nearby glands. Yes, I told you some few glands are also involved in digestion process. So here in small intestine, it receives some juices from the nearby glands like liver and pancreas. Yes, from which two glands the small intestine receives the juices? That is your liver and pancreas. So liver secretes bile juice. And remember one important thing, bile juice doesn't contain any enzyme. Yes? So bile juice is secreted by liver and this bile juice helps in breaking the larger, big, fat molecules of the food into smaller globules. Yes? What do your bile juice do? You might have seen the greenish yellowish liquid. That is called bile. No? Sometimes we vomit even. Yes. That bile juice has no enzyme. Instead, it contains salt and that salt helps in breaking the fat molecules into smaller molecules. And this breaking of the fat molecules is called as emulsification. The breaking of the large fat molecules into smaller fat globules is called as your emulsification. 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 It's an important term, guys. Remember it. The breaking of the large fat globule into smaller fat globule is called as your emulsification. What it is called? It is called emulsification, which is carried by bile juice. Yes. The second juice which is secreted into the small intestine by the gland pancreas. Yes, and it is called as your pancreatic juice. Yes, the juice released by the gland pancreas is called as your pancreatic juice. So what do this pancreatic juice do? Yes, this pancreatic juice has 3 enzymes in it. Yes, how many enzymes the pancreatic juice has? The pancreatic juice has 3 enzymes. First one is amylase. AMYLASE. Amylase, it helps in breaking the starch. The pancreatic juice contains 3 enzymes. Of it, the first one is your amylase, which breaks the starch. Yes, and the second one is your trypsin. TRYPSIN. Yes, what do the trypsin do? It breaks the proteins. Yes, trypsin breaks the proteins. And the third juice, yes, the third juice is present beneath the stomach. Yes, the third juice is trypsin and the third juice is lipase, which breaks the fats. Yes, guys. So, liver releases the bile juice, which doesn't contain any enzyme. It has salts in it and it helps in breaking the fats, which is called as emulsification. And the small intestine receives the juice from pancreas and which is called as pancreatic juice. And this pancreatic juice contains your 3 enzymes. Yes, the first one is your amylase, which breaks the starch, and the second one is your trypsin, which breaks the proteins, and the third one is your lipase, which breaks the fat. Yes, all these helps in breaking the food particles. Now, after interacting with all these juices, the partially digested food becomes fully digested substance or fully digested molecules. Now here comes the absorption process. our small intestine has got some finger-like projection, and that finger-like projection is called villi. V-I-L-L-I. That finger-like projection is called as your villi, and these villi's blood vessels are directly connected to the cells of the body. So the digested food or the absorbed through the villi enters the bloodstream and directly makes an entry into the cells of the body, where the oxidation of food takes place and ultimately energy is produced. Yes, so the food gets finally digested in the small intestine. From the small intestine, villis are present, and the villi's blood vessels are directly connected to the cells of the body. The fully digested food materials gets absorbed, enter into the bloodstream and moves inside the cells all through the body. Yes, and we know that cells produces the energy in the form of ATP by oxidation of the food materials. Oxidation of the food materials means breaking of the digested food with the help of oxygen is called as your oxidation of the food. Yes, so now all the work has been done in the small intestine, but anyhow other we are unable to digest the whole food. Yes, so finally the undigested food makes an entry into the large intestine. Yes, so the undigested food remains stored in the rectum of the large intestine. Yes, the largest part of the large intestine is rectum, where the undigested food material is stored. Yes, and after some times these undigested materials moves out of the body or removed from the body in the form of stool or urine. The removal of the stool is controlled by anal sphincter. By the contraction and the relaxation, the stool moves out of the body and it is controlled by anal sphincter. And finally, we have achieved the process of egestion, the removal of the undigested food materials. Yes, so finally we completed the whole digestive processes in the 5 ways how we get the energy, how the undigested food materials gets removed out of the body. Yes, thank you guys. Today up to this only. So in the next video, I will be telling you about some dental caries and we will be moving into the next topics. Hope guys you are doing well, read well, refer your books. Yes, thank you.